I'm out for another camp tonight, continuing my quest to find the perfect tent. This time I'll be testing out the 3FUL Gear Zhengtu 2 tent. I'll show you around it once I've had something to eat though, I'm starving. Look at these. Tesco Lincolnshire sausages on a Tesco cheese cob. Is it a cob or is it a bap? This video is kindly not sponsored by Karen's Gone Wild and her hashtag Show Us Your Baps campaign. Sign up today by including hashtag Show Us Your Baps on any video or social post that you make. And you'll help spread the word that if there's anything you're worried about, whether it's a lump, a bump, a pain, a weird mark or mole, anything at all, you should speak to your GP. For a limited time, you'll get 60% off your first Show Us Your Baps hashtag, and then you'll get 25% off your next 4 tags. A wise man once said, if something's wrong, it's better to get it checked and find out that it's nothing than ignore it and find out that it's something. So help spread the word and get tagging, and thanks again to Karen's Gone Wild for not sponsoring this video. And just to stop any unneeded or unnecessary strain on the NHS, apparently starting to grow hair out of your ears and nose as you get older is a normal thing, so don't worry about that. They were well nice. Better than a dehydrated meal anyway. Right, come and have a look at this tent. I was sent this tent for free from Collins Outdoors, but I'm under no obligation to say anything specific, and they won't get to see this video before you guys do. This is the 3FUL Gear Zhengtu 2 tent. I've got the 4-season version, which means that it's got a solid inner. They do a 3-season version which comes with a mesh inner. So the 3-season version is £155 currently, and the 4-season version is £169, which I don't think is a bad price the way that outdoor gear and tent prices are going at the minute. As you can see, it's this kind of tunnel design, a little bit like the Nature Hike Cloud Up 2 or Cloud Up 1. Quite deceptive as well, it looks quite small from the outside. We've got vents on the front and back, so you should get some good ventilation through the tent. The guy out points on the sides attach at the bottom and halfway up the side as well, so that should help to pull the outer away from the inner. It's not the best pitch, to be honest. It's as bumpy as Pamela Anderson in the 90s, but it'll do. Comes with 11 pegs, so you've got 3 points at the back, 1 on each side, 1 on each corner at the front end, and then 2 holding the front door out as well. I'm not a massive fan of the 3FUL pegs. They are really lightweight and they do work, but they've only got the little notches in them on 2 sides of the sort of X shape, so you have to make sure you've got them the right way around before you shove them into the ground, or your guy line just pops off. I know it's first world problems, but the Nature Hike ones have the little cutouts all the way around, and a lot of other cheaper versions do as well. You've got a couple of options with regards to setup. So it does come with a footprint, so if it's chucking it down or snowing or bad conditions, you can pitch it outer first by using the footprint. You just attach the poles to each corner of the footprint as you do with the inner, and then you can peg the inner up when you're inside the tent, keeping nice and dry. What I've done here is ditch the footprint and I've attached the poles directly to the inner, so they just clip in at the corners, and then you throw the outer sheet over the top, clip it on at the corners and peg it out. There are a couple of points on each side where these pegging points are, where the inner is attached to the outer as well. So I worked from the back, pushed the outer back on itself and connected those before pulling it back over and pegging the door down at the front. Quite a lightweight tent as well. So this 4-season version, all packed up in the bag it came in, including the pegs, the pole repair sleeve, the repair patch and the footprint, came in at just under 1.9 kilos. The footprint is 200 grams and the peg bag is 150, so it's quite a decent weight. It does pack down really small as well, so if you pack the poles and pegs separate to the inner and outer, you can compress the tent down to a really small size, making it easy to fit in your pack. So if we jump in, it is quite spacious in here. I've got my head up at this end just because of the way that I'm pitched. So that's the vent there on the inner. You've got a bit of a storage shelf up there as well, it's quite handy. You've got a pocket to the side of the door for a bit of storage. One thing I'm not massively keen on is these toggles. I do prefer it when these are elastic, because these tend to sort of slip off and they're quite hard to fasten, especially with one hand. The door is double zip, so if you want to cook in the porch, you can open that a little bit for some extra ventilation, or you can just use it to have a nosy out in the morning before opening your door fully. We've got a lantern hook there, and then you can see here, this is where the inner's connected to the outer. So that pegging point helps to pull this out, giving you a bit of extra internal space. And then it's attached at the bottom there as well. You can see the elastic going to the outer. The bathtub's quite deep as well, so you can see my legs are holding that down, but there's quite a distance there. I bought my tape measure with me so we can have a proper measure up of the sizes rather than relying on what the manufacturers are telling you, which, let's be honest, it's not always accurate. So that bathtub is 20 centimeters deep. And then let's have a look how deep the tent is. So it's 210 centimeters right from the head end to here. We'll see how that fares in terms of space when I sleep tonight. And then the width, you're looking at 125 centimeters. So standard width for a two-person tent, really. Quite a lot of space in the porch in this tent as well. So this is 80 centimeters deep. Plenty of space in there if you were sharing the tent with somebody else to put your boots and your rucksacks. Obviously this is a 3FUL gear tent, but it's not like some of the Lanshans that you have to seam seal yourself. All the seams on this are taped, and it's got a hydrostatic head of 5,000 millimeters, so it should be really waterproof. In terms of the materials, the outer is a 15D sil nylon, the same as the Lanshan tents. And it's that same khaki colour as well. You can get it in a grey or white version. The inner, the 4-season is a 15D nylon. The 3-season is a 20D nylon, and the base or bathtub is a 20D sil nylon as well, so it's a little bit thicker than the outer. The poles are 7001 aluminium alloy, and the zips are YKK zips as well, which some people really care about. Come on, let me show you everything else that I've bought. We love a tent tour, don't we? I'm on the Light Tour sleep mat that quite a few people have tried out now. Seems really good. This will be my second night on that. I've got the Nemo Forte 20 sleeping bag. This is my winter bag now that's been really good, to be honest. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this will be the last time that I use it this year. It is starting to get a bit warmer now, and spring is definitely upon us. I think it's only going to drop to about 6 degrees tonight, so it should be more than warm enough in this. And then probably on my next camp I'll crack out the quilt again. So now I've told you the specs and features, what's your first impression of this Zhengtu 2? Drop a comment below and let me know. So what is the perfect tent? What's this quest that I'm on? Well, I've got a list of things that I'm looking for. I'll share them with you, and then drop a comment and let me know if you agree or if there's other criteria that you look for. So the first thing is, it's got to be double skinned. I've tried a single skin Lanshan 1 and I just didn't get on with it. I'd rather have the double skin tents just to not have to worry about managing condensation and all that sort of stuff. I do want a tent that's outer pitch first. Now I know tents like this Zhengtu 2 are really easy to put up, but to me it's just an extra step and an extra faff when you find somewhere to pitch. All you want to do is get your tent up and get in it sometime. Space wise, I'm either looking for a big one-man tent or a smallish two-man tent. Basically I want to be able to get myself and my rucksack in there comfortably. And some of the one-man tents that I've seen, you've barely got enough space just to put your sleep mat on the floor. It's got to be green, or ideally this khaki colour, because I do like tents that blend in. I don't want any of these bright yellow, bright orange, white tents for the kind of camping that I do. I prefer to have the doors on the side of the tent, or door on the side of the tent. The ones on the front, again, they're okay, but they just make it more awkward to get in and out of. Now you're probably thinking, what about the Wild Country Helm 2 that you've got? Well, the design of it's good. I like the 2-pole design, really strong, the space is fine, and really it comes down to pack size and weight. So it's a decent hefty tent, and I think it weighs in at 2.2, 2.3 kilos, which is just really above where I want to be. I want something that's 2 kilos or below, really. So if you've got any ideas what tent I should be looking at, again, drop me a comment and let me know and I'll check them out. Terra Nova do keep teasing lightweight versions of their Helm 1 and Helm 2 tents on their Instagram. So I do hope they bring those out soon, and I do hope that they're not £927 each. Just come into the tent to chill for a bit. Temperature's starting to drop a bit now, so I'll get my down coat on soon. I think I'm going to have to move my mat to the dead centre of the tent though, because if I'm at the side, I'm hitting the inner here. So I've got my feet at the bottom, my toes are touching the door, and then I'm 5'11", 6 foot with my hairdo, and I'm just about touching it if I move across to there, so I need to be bang in the middle. Just realised I totally lied to you earlier. This is actually the 3 season in a... You can see it's all mesh all over. I don't know where I got 4 season from. I think I asked them to send me a 4 season one and they must have just sent me the 3 season. No wonder it's getting cold. Just a quick update on these trousers that I showed on my previous Decathlon haul. First time I've worn them, they're really thin, really lightweight, and they're stretchy as well, so they're really comfortable. But one thing that didn't really register with me when I was doing the haul is they've got no zips on the pockets. The Carrymore Panther trousers that I usually wear, and I've been wearing them for years, have got zips on, and it just means that you don't have to worry about your phone and things falling out of your pocket. So just something to be aware of, really. I've just realised this 80 centimetre porch means that the zip's going to be 80 centimetres away when it comes to closing the door. What am I going to do? Stick the zip on my toe and kick my leg out? So it's just starting to get dark now. I've put my down coat on and my merino layers. So I'm just going to chill for a bit now, really. Catch up on some YouTube, get a good night's sleep. Then I'll catch up with you in the morning and give you my first impressions of this Zhengtu tent. And just like that, it's the morning. I had quite a good night's sleep last night. The tent was quite warm in the end. As soon as I closed that door and let the heat build up, it stayed warm all night. So what do I think to the Zhengtu tent? Well, Zhengtu translates to expedition in Chinese, and I don't think you would take this up a mountain or on a proper expedition in any really severe conditions. But it does feel like quite a strong tent. It feels stronger than the G2, so I think it could put up with some stronger winds. The really small pack size and the low weight would make it a good candidate for sort of multi-day trips and multi-day hikes as well. And I don't think it's horrendously expensive when you look at some of the tent prices today and other things that you can get today. Similar tents that you might want to look at would be the Nature Hike Cloud Up 2. That's currently about 150 quid on Amazon. Same sort of design, same sort of tent, just with a few subtle differences. Or there's the Alp Kit Soloist, that's a smaller tent, again a similar design, but I did a review on that about a year ago now and I just didn't get on with it, but it might be suitable for you. For me, I prefer a tent with a door on the side just to make it easier to get in and out, and this one's just not long enough on the inside. My head was touching the back, even laying the other way around my head's touching the door, so it's just not long enough. And you can't even go diagonally in there because of the taper of the floor. There's no way of doing that. So the search for that perfect tent continues. Until next time, beans and sausage.